read one time, like, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world? And that was powerful.
What up, what up, what up?
Yo.
It's your man, Chris Reese. Welcome back to the Bronze Room.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your other guy, your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris McKinley. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome to another exciting episode. We got some great topics to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
So let's get right into it.
Yeah, Chris.
First off, before we, get into the topics, how was your week, Chris?
My week. I'm glad you asked, man. I'm glad you asked. I had a really good week this week, like in pure contrast with the week before.
All right.
Yeah, I was taking care of goals. I was like productive. It was a great week. I was like a beautiful. It had a beautiful outlook. Like I'm in a really good place right now, man.
Beautiful. I love to hear that.
Yeah. What about you, man? How was your week?
It was good, man. It went by fast. Which is always good.
Oh yeah.
The weekend came in a hurry. Got into some activities over the weekend. I was able to play beach tennis.
Beach tennis.
Yeah, beach tennis.
Okay, so I know you tried to explain this to me. What is beach tennis? Like, what is it?
Essentially tennis.
On the beach.
On the beach. That kind of takes the form of badminton.
Okay.
In that, you're trying to hit the ball over a high net.
But the ball can still bounce, though, right? Because in badminton, you can't bounce the ball.
No.
Okay.
No, it cannot.
Okay. So it can't bounce.
It cannot bounce. No.
Okay. So
you
it
have
is
to
like
keep
badminton.
the ball has to stay live in the air.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And then you were telling me that you'd use like a paddle instead of a regular.
Yeah, it's a paddle. It's like a big ass ping pong paddle.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a good workout. It's an older sport, or a sport that older people partake in.
Okay.
Which is why I'm joining it, because
you're an old ass man.
Because I have an upper edge.
Oh, I see.
On the competition.
Okay,
So,
competition. Well, how'd you do?
I actually lost all the games I played. I lost all of them.
So you didn't even win? What happened to your edge, man?
Well, I mean, this was my second time playing.
Okay.
So give me a couple of times of practicing, and the next tournament that comes around, I'm gonna clean up. Trust
if
that.
You say so. Okay, so how old were these people?
I would say most of them probably like in their mid 40s. You know what I mean? Which isn't old.
It's not old.
You know what I mean? But there were some people out there that were in their 50s.
That you still got whooped on by.
Yeah, but like I said, this is my second time playing.
Okay.
Second time.
Right,
so trust me, give me a couple weeks. I'm going to be back out there at the beach, and I'm going to be cleaning up.
Fair enough. All right, well, we look to see you out there, man. And yeah, you got to invite me when you go, bro. I want to see you in action.
Yeah, definitely. You got the invite automatically.
Yes, sir. So you guys heard it here first. Chris is picking up beach tennis, and he's going to be in his super high shorts. And he's going to look like a 70s basketball player.
Yeah, that's right. Ladies, come on out. Check out these legs.
Come check out the show. Yes, sir.
But yeah, what was going on in the news today? Like some any random news that caught your eye?
There was a lot of random stuff that caught my eye this week. I think the number one thing in particular, though, was the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation.
Yeah, that was big news.
Yeah. So apparently she's a really terrible person.
It seems to be that way, the way things are shaping up,
which is insane.
Yeah. What details do you recall that paint that picture?
I have some very stinky details. So apparently Amber Heard took a dump in Johnny Depp's bed, bro.
That's a bold move. That's a bold move,
right?
Boy.
Like you are claiming territory. You
right
are really
at that point, marking your territory.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's a boss move.
It is. I mean, I kind of respect it.
That's disgusting.
I respect that shit.
I don't.
It takes a lot of balls to do some shit like that.
Yeah, if we were living in like post-apocalyptic times,
we're headed there.
World War Z, Walking Dead.
Did you hear any details about why she took the shit in his bed?
I don't.
Or I guess
gotta
this
be
isn't
honest.
from her account. This is from his account. She probably denied it.
She did not deny it.
Oh, she admitted it.
She laughed when it came up in court.
Well, does that mean, is that admission?
I mean,
Laugh
no,
isn't-
but she didn't deny it. Not that I know of. I haven't gone too much into detail on that particular topic.
Okay, interesting.
But,
is there any speculation as to what might have been going through her mind in order for her to do something like that?
Well, they're both in a really it's a toxic relationship.
Okay,
right?
but
So
I've been maybe
you ain't been in a high power,
maybe not
toxic
highly
relationship, you know?
toxic,
Right.
But damn,
You know,
it's hard
that
for me
was
to
Chernobyl.
fathom what can lead you. What in particular, other than just toxicity, what in particular would lead you to shit in somebody's bed intentionally?
That part.
Right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now, okay, and I got so many questions. Did she take a shit in his bed while, like, in the bed? Or did she, like, take a shit in the bathroom, scoop it out the toilet, and then dump it off in his mattress?
You know what?
Or did she, like, squat down on the bed?
So apparently she said it was a joke. It was a horrible practical joke.
Okay. All right. She gets a little more slack then.
No. You don't.
For sure.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because
What? No.
I mean, you never been with your boys and they did some shit humor?
Sure, but I'm not going to sleep with my boys. Like,
true.
yeah, I got to be romantic with you afterwards. Like, I'm not. You take a dump in my bed, you're gone. That's it. I don't care. April Fools or not.
Yeah, so
like,
this
it's
is a
over.
harmless prank. Come on.
That's not
man.
harmless. That's not harmless at all. It's like, you know how many diseases? Like,
I mean, to be honest, if they were married for however long they were married, he was probably ingesting some doo-doo from time to time.
what? Ingesting doo-doo? Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
I see.
He was eating the groceries.
He was eating the groceries.
At some
that
point.
took a second. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So this isn't too far of a stretch from that.
Well, it's a little bit of a stretch because it's all about the context. You know what I'm saying? It's one
okay.
thing about eating the groceries and you're like, well, I guess I got a little bit. It's another thing completely when you take a dump in someone's bed.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Like,
That's pretty fucked up.
happy birthday. I got you some shit.
That's a hell of a sense of humor.
Man, for real. That's love on another level, I guess.
Did anything else transpire in this toxic relationship?
Yeah, it was quite a few things, actually. I think what, like, the prevailing consensus about this whole trial is that Amber Heard's lawyers suck. They're terrible.
Okay.
They're like, notoriously bad.
Okay.
And I've been trying to find videos on the internet that kind of, like, praise her lawyers, but I can't find any. Because I don't know a whole lot about law, you know, so things could be biased. But, yeah, I couldn't find anything on the internet praising these lawyers. And just by watching it, you can tell that they were complete fools. Like, one lawyer infamously objected to himself.
Oh man.
Like, he objected to his own question.
Damn.
Right? It's like, wait, what? Like, it's terrible.
Yeah. And with all this money that she got, you would think money buys good lawyers, right? You would
Supposed to.
think.
It's supposed to,
Man.
you know? But,
Okay.
yeah, I guess more money buys better lawyers.
Right. Just not necessarily good lawyers.
Right,
Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying that Johnny Depp's lawyers were obviously better than hers.
Yeah, but I mean, these lawyers that she had don't even sound competent.
They're not. I mean, honestly, I feel like I could have been up there. I don't know a whole lot about law, but I wouldn't have objected to my own question.
Okay. Right. Maybe he was still freaked out about the whole shit story. He was like in awe. Like,
He said, objection. What? He said, you did what? I'm sorry. I object. I object, Your Honor. Sit her ass down.
so her took a turd.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that happened this week that caught your eye?
Besides that, let me think. I'm trying to think. What about you?
Let me see. Anything in particular that stood out to me in the news?
The
NFL draft happened.
Oh yeah.
Started
I didn't watch
on
it but-
Thursday.
Okay.
I didn't watch it either, but
Yeah.
you know, I I know my Niners, they got a couple of good picks out of it.
Okay.
You know,
Want to shout out anybody?
Homie from USC, his name is Drake Jackson, I believe.
Okay. DJ.
Yeah, DJ.
Okay.
You know, he's about to come and help the boys in red out next season. So that looks like a good pick.
Nice.
The Warriors, they started their semi-conference finals today and won by 1 point versus Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. So that happened.
The Grizzlies are not a bad team.
They're a really good team.
Yeah, they're a great team.
They're a really good team. So, hopefully we can overcome because today's game was tough. It came down to the wire, and the next few games don't look to be any easier. So, we'll see how it goes.
How many more games in the series now?
This was game 1, so
it just started.
It could go down to game 7. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we can get them out of there in 4 or 5 games, but we'll see.
Okay. Hey, well, good luck to the Warriors.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
The call it this week. Call it the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, that was. I watched a little bit of it. What is his name? The black comedian, the African dude.
Trevor Noah.
Thank you. Yeah, Trevor. He hosted and he shat, no pun intended, on everybody. Like there was no bars. He just went for the jugular on everybody, from like Jeffrey Epstein to the president himself.
Nice.
He really shat on Ron DeSantis and like murdered the Republicans, but it was cool. It was very, very funny. Started off with the COVID jokes, the hypocrisy of how they were trying to make everybody wear masks for the longest time, and then I think the joke was one mention of a free dinner and all the masks come off. Right. So
people love free food.
No
man. Different.
Yeah. So it was classy, but it was also funny as hell. So shout out to Trevor Noah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Something else that happened in the news today, Ron DeSantis and Florida, they took on the huge empire of Disney.
Yeah. Well, that's been going on for a while, right?
Has it?
Yeah.
Was that happening last week?
Last week, and I think the week before.
My bad.
But yeah, I mean, there's constant updates with that, though.
Yeah.
I think Florida, what did they do? They stripped Disneyland of their, special governance?
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Special tax exemption.
And then Disneyland was like, okay, but you got to pay me back first. Because apparently Florida is in debt to Disneyland.
How so?
Like, I guess, I don't know exactly how it turned out. But yeah, so Florida owes Disneyland a shit ton of money.
Yeah, he might have pulled the wrong move.
Right.
That's a huge company to be like going against. So if you're bold enough to do that, you better be ready for their counter.
That's right. Nearly $1 billion too.
Shit.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But you know how it is, like when a company or something, they like pay for a special project or something like that and they expect it, reimbursed over a set number of years.
Yeah.
They do that a lot of times with like school districts and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Well, yeah, hopefully they figure it out.
Yeah, for real.
Or else they're going to have to, I don't know. They might be having a garage sale to cover some of their fees.
They're selling their alligators.
Right.
some of
those orange trees.
For real.
Some of their retirement homes.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of retirement homes out there in Florida, huh?
Yes, the retirement capital of the nation.
Yeah, they're like very much known for that.
Yeah.
That and tapioca pudding.
Is that where it comes from?
No, but because they have so many.
Because so many old people, they got to have a massive import every month.
You're right, exactly.
Tapioca pudding. That was a good one.
Thank you. I actually have a friend who he's an older gentleman, but he just retired out there. He just moved out there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Bought a retirement home.
Nice. Good for him.
He's enjoying it. He's like really loving it out there.
Yeah, the weather is great out there, so I don't blame anybody for making that move.
Right? I mean, it's the closest thing really to California in terms of the weather.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that to be true from personal experience, although I have been there once when I was like 13, but yeah, it must be.
Yeah, from what I hear at least. Yeah. So like everybody I know who's been out there says like it's the next best thing to California in terms of weather.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Shout out to Florida.
Shout out Florida. Even though you guys are really weird right now.
Always some weird shit going on out there. Constantly.
For real. Florida, man. But California's not a whole lot better though. Right? We got some weird stuff happening out here too though.
What would you say is weird? Classifies as weird?
I don't know. I think just California is weird in general. Well, okay, maybe not weird, but like a utopia. Because, okay, here's one. Like, you can be in like a Beverly Hills type area on one street, and you go a block down, and you in like the middle of homeless.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so that's crazy. 100%. That blows my mind.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know, compartmentalized. Would that be a good word? Probably not. It's just very sectioned off.
You would compartmentalize. That's what you're looking for.
It's very sectioned off. Very sectioned off.
Yeah, it's wild, right? Like you almost wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it with your own eyes.
Yeah. No, because I go to church in downtown, and so
Budokan.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's right in Little Tokyo, maybe right on the outskirts of Little Tokyo, and so there's a lot of homelessness right there. Right. But as soon as you cross that block, as soon as you cross that street into Little Tokyo, you don't see none of that homeless shit no more.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's really weird to me. I don't know how to explain it other than they regulate a lot more stringently in Little Tokyo. They protect it from homeless encampments and whatnot.
That's interesting. Because California in general has really lax like homeless laws, right? As far as like homeless encampments, and I know they've been trying to put together some, legislation to stop that, like in Venice Beach and whatnot. But they're, in terms of the rest of the United States, they're pretty relaxed in their homeless stance. Yeah.
It's a big reason as to why a lot of people are leaving California. It's one of the reasons I should say that
there's a lot
people are dipping.
There's a few, the taxes, how expensive it is,
all
the
that stuff.
Housing market,
the way that they were handling the pandemic, from what I understand, is a lot of what drew a lot of people away.
Right, Caitlyn Jenner running for office.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like you said, it's a lot of weird shit going on in this state. So yeah, we're not so much better than the Floridians as we might like to think.
I'm still going to hold my moral high ground. I'm going to say, as a Californian, I'm going to be like, I'm still not a Floridian. I don't have a crocodile that I keep in my bathtub. Like I don't do that weird stuff.
Yeah. More power to you, brother.
Thank you. Anyway, so let's get started, y'all. Let's talk about what happened this day in history. Chris, I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
All right. So for me, my on this day today, is gonna be about the Empire State Building. Actually.
All right.
Yeah. The Empire State Building was dedicated today, May 1st, 1931, by President Herbert Hoover.
All right.
Yes, sir.
1931, you say?
1931.
Okay.
Yeah, and he like set the whole thing off by pressing a button from the White House that turns on the building's lights.
That's pretty baller.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is.
Can you imagine? Just like speaking on the radio, just be like, and here we are today is the day we are commencing the Empire State Building. I am pressing. I know I sound like Morgan Freeman, but
it's kind of like a mix between Morgan Freeman and JFK. Really.
I'll take it. Yeah.
That's probably what Hoover sounded like.
Right? That's my best impersonation.
I'd say that's probably accurate.
I'm pressing the button now. Can you see it? Oh, good. Yes, we see it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's badass.
Nice. And that was, for a long time, the tallest building in the world, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was between that and the Chrysler Building.
The Chrysler Building in Detroit, New York?
Yeah, to see who could erect the tallest building. It was like a competition between, I'm trying to think who it was. It was Walter Chrysler and John Jacob Raskob. And they were trying to see who could make the taller building.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, a little fun history for you. So today was that day. What about you?
Well, on this day today, in 1941, Orson Welles' Citizen Kane, considered by many critics to be the greatest film ever made, premiered in New York City.
Rosebud.
Yeah, Rosebud.
Rosebud. Yeah. It's so crazy though, because like watching them, I remember watching the movie in college because I think everybody had to watch it for like art appreciation or whatever. Mm-hmm. I remember watching that movie in college, and like when I first began watching, I was so drawn into it, and like, oh, what does Rosebud mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it literally doesn't mean anything. Like it was the name of the damn sled.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like it had no meaning.
Real life is not a game. If you get behind the wheel intoxicated, you're gambling with your life and the lives of others. Play it safe and designate a sober driver. Learn more at chpddp.com. This message is brought to you by the California Highway Patrol.
What do you mean it had no meaning? It had meaning. It was this old man on his deathbed, like,
okay, break down the meaning.
Craving his childhood.
Yeah. I guess he was.
You mean
like,
deeper meaning? Is that what you mean?
Deeper meaning.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? So it's like,
I don't think it necessarily had to have any deeper meaning.
It didn't, and that's the beauty of the movie. Mm-hmm. But like watching it, I was like, okay, Rosebud's gonna have this crazy ass twist, and it's gonna be the name of his daddy's daughter's like step uncle or something.
All right,
you know. But yeah, it just turned out to be the name of his sled, and I guess he was trying to, he was like reminiscing, you know, about the decisions he made throughout his life or whatever, and you know, trying to reclaim part of his childhood, I guess.
Yeah, you know, that movie always reminds me of The Simpsons, because The Simpsons did a good job parodying the movie in one of its episodes. Mm-hmm. Mr. Burns played the part of Citizen Kane, and he was yearning for his stuffed animal. It was a stuffed like bear. Okay, that came up missing. It was really good show.
That is a really good Simpsons.
Episode, I should say.
Yeah, they won how many Emmys? Like
Simpsons. I don't know. It was more than I can count.
Yeah, it's a great lot. Didn't Mr. Burns die at one point? When did he come back alive?
Well, he got shot.
Mr.
Burns got shot by Maggie Simpson.
By Maggie Simpson, bro.
It was a two-part episode. It was a two-part episode.
I remember that episode.
It was like a whoodunit. Mm-hmm. It was a cliffhanger. They ended one season with him getting shot, and then the investigation took place the first episode of the next season.
Yeah, and then they were close to saying that it was Marge at one point, right?
Yeah, there were a bunch of people implicated.
Marge and who's his assistant?
Mr. Smithers. Mr. Smithers, his assistant / lover, potential lover. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Smithers is funny.
He's super funny.
Oh man, one of my favorite characters. Just so comedic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I like how they like started it out real subtly when like with the show. And then, like, now it's, like, overt. It's just, like, he's just overtly gay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't necessarily super subtle, ever.
It wasn't subtle, but it wasn't as on the nose as it is now.
Right. Yeah.
So, that there's a lot of parallels that Family Guy has tried to draw from that.
But I think with which character?
Name the character. You can name the character. Stewie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Stewie's like overtly gay now.
Oh, he is.
He's just overtly.
I haven't watched the show in a long time, but
he's very much gay.
Really?
Yeah.
Stewie
is super gay. Like the evil baby Stewie. Like they left that arc and went heavy.
Okay, he's going to be
gay arc.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's some things.
Nah, he liked. Okay, but the Stewie I know. I remember one. Not my Stewie.
My Stewie. My Stewie. That ain't the Stewie I know.
Stewie in one of the early seasons, he had a girl.
Yeah.
Who was using him for cookies.
Right. I remember that episode.
And when he
That
found out he
a
was
funny
hot,
episode.
he was mad. That shit was funny.
Yo, Stewie's a thug, bro. Yeah. I mean, yeah, so they kind of play back and forth with it, but I
Okay.
think now they've really been harping pretty heavy on the homosexual side.
That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, he'd gotten married several times to women, right?
Stewie?
Stewie, yeah.
What, did he grow up? Is he
No,
not
he
a
didn't
baby
grow up,
anymore?
but he, like, baby
He had like a
marriage.
little, okay, gotcha.
You never got married as a kid?
Like playing house.
Yeah, playing house. But, like, married.
I think probably. I played house for sure. I don't know if we ever had like the marriage ceremony or wedding. But,
I remember I was in the 5th grade,
Okay.
and I was this little girl. I can't remember her name. I think it was something like Hannah or something like that. Anyway, Hannah, if you're listening, this story's about you. Anyway, so Hannah was like, she had a crush on me. Some of her friends came up to some of my friends to tell, them to tell me that Hannah was crushing on me.
Right.
And I was like, cool. Hannah seems cool, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you guys want to get married? And then my boys were like, yo, she wants to marry you. You've got to do this. And I had a best man. I had like,
I'm sorry. What grade were you in?
I was in the 5th grade, bro.
That's too damn old to be playing.
Nah, man, yo,
to
we
be
didn't
playing.
play. We didn't play. We straight thugging. I mean, honestly, yeah, you're right.
That's really old to be playing.
We wasn't playing house. Like, I was getting married. This was a real thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
okay.
Nah. We leaving it right there.
okay. I'm thinking
I mean,
you were
you're
talking about
probably
like
right.
when you were 5 or something like that.
Nah, man. This chick was like, she was, because I guess it was almost because the equivalent of, hey, do you like me?
Okay.
Right?
That's
type
cute.
of thing.
That's really cute.
Yeah. So,
I mean, man, when I was in 5th grade, boy, it was a completely different story.
what was y'all doing in 5th grade, bro?
We wasn't having fake marriages.
Not fake
It
marriages.
was closer to having fake kids.
Really? In the 5th
or
grade?
working on it.
Damn.
Yeah, my school was kind of, it was advanced.
Okay. For lack of a better term. Advanced. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now we had a marriage. Like I said, like I had a best man and they had a
Do you
ring.
remember who your best man was?
Yeah, it was my homie Joseph.
Yeah?
Yeah, my homie Joseph. He was freaking huge, bro.
One of the big kids.
He was one of the big kids, bro. But he was a teddy bear. He was a teddy bear. But it was cool to hang around him because nobody would mess with us. It was
Okay.
me,
Right,
Joseph,
right.
and TJ.
Nice.
And nobody messed with the three of us, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, we was thugging it. But I want to finish talking about the marriage story, man.
Okay,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
hold on,
I'm
hold on.
sorry.
Yeah. So we
Proceed.
had like a grass ring, right? So it was like a
Oh.
ring made out of like grass.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And you sprung for that?
They sprung me for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the girls had the whole thing planned out.
Oh,
apparently.
wow.
Like I just had to
Damn,
attend.
this was elaborate.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how long they had been talking about it, but they obviously put some
Planning
thought
your
into
fate?
it. For real,
Just like in real life.
We gonna get crazy, just like in real life too. For real. And so we got up to the altar, and then I think it was TJ who was gonna officiate the whole thing, and then I got up there, and I was like, I'm having cold feet.
Did you leave her at the altar?
I left
In
her
5th
at
grade?
the altar.
That's not good, man.
And then my homie Joseph was like, bro, you can't do this. Like, you need to go. You need to be a man.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Like this 5th grade wedding. And then the bell rung. And we never talked about it again. That was it.
That's
like
really funny.
That was hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was one time me and Joe had ever gotten into an argument.
Oh, this was a legitimate argument.
This was like a legit argument, and like it turned into a fight. Like he punched me, I punched him.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like we both got emotional. But then we like after class was like, yo, we're still boys. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We're not gonna ever let something like that come between us. So
That's remarkable.
yeah, man. School of hard knocks. School of hard knocks.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's my marriage story.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I can't believe you guys were so advanced in your 5th grade. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to make it make sense. Just dating back to it and all the stuff that
You sure it was 5th grade?
that
and
they
not,
were
like-
doing. I wasn't participating in it, but that
yeah.
they were doing. It was
Wild.
It was wild. It was wild, dog. What's that game where you
7 Minutes of Heaven.
Hide and Go Get It.
No, y'all was playing Hide and Go Get It in 5th grade.
What was the other one?
Bro, I didn't learn Hide and Go Get It till I was like 7th grade.
Yeah, it's definitely like it should be an older kids thing, but
Right.
Kids were very advanced growing up. It's not like this new generation.
Right.
This new generation, boy. I don't know if they're going to make it.
If they not going to make it, well, we're going to pray for them, man.
We're going to pray for them.
We're going to pray for them.
But it was another level of things going on of adulthood.
We grew up in very different environments.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I should not have been exposed to many of the things I was exposed to as a youth.
This is a youth. Well, it turns you into the man you are today.
Turned me into the man I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, our past makes us who we are.
It really does. Thank God for the past.
Amen. I wouldn't take back.
The good and the bad. Yeah, I'd probably take back a lot of that shit, honestly. But.
Some things I would want back and just grab past Chris by the collar and say, "Look, brother, don't you put on that grass rig. You need to walk away now."
Oh, man.
Man. That's hilarious. All right, so let's get into it, my man. So what are we talking about today, Chris? What is going on? I think our first topic today is it on me, huh?
It is on you.
It is on me. Yeah, I thought it was on you. It's on me. So yeah, we did. We did. So the first topic today is speaking of marriage. Actually, that's so timely. That's so poignant. Speaking of marriage, so one of the things I found this week that was pretty interesting. Jason Sudekis and Olivia Wilde, right? They're going through some marital problems, I think.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, I'm not sure if Jason Sudekis knew what was going on, but Olivia Wilde was on stage for CinemaCon, and she was promoting her new movie that she has coming out with her and Harry Styles. And I think it's called Don't Worry, Darling. But anyway, she's promoting this new movie, and this lady comes up to her, and she hands her an envelope. Nick goes on. And it turns out that Jason Sudeikis serves her, legally serves her while she's on stage.
Yeesh.
Crazy.
Why would he do such a thing?
Well, his defense is that he didn't know. He had just hired the company, and the company was like, "We'll take care of it."
Oh. And took care of it, they did.
Really did.
Fuck.
Man.
That's cold.
That's cold-blooded. That's a cold piece.
Yeesh.
For real.
So let me get this straight. I don't know much about divorce, though I should know more about it because it's so prevalent.
Mm-hmm. Over 50%?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you divorce somebody, don't you usually have a conversation about that? Or was this a total 100% blindside by Jason Sudeikis? Everything was great. And she went to work.
He's like, and today's going to be a good day. I'm going on stage. It's CinemaCon. Nah, I think... So I think it was custody papers, actually. So let me make sure I have this
custody
right.
papers.
Yeah. So I think it was custody papers that he had.
So they're already divorced.
They're already divorced.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah. Got you.
Exactly. So they've been divorced. And he didn't know when and where, they were going to serve her. They just told him that they were going to serve her.
Got you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's still crazy, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. You're at work, and like you said, she's expecting to have a good day, promote this new movie, and bam, slap in the face out of nowhere. And it was like... She got Chris rocked.
Oh, man.
She got Chris rocked. Shout out to Imagine.
Rocked.
He coined that phrase.
Yeah, he did. That's yours, Imagine. Shout out.
She got rocked.
For real. I mean... To me, that's kind of disrespectful, though.
No, it's super disrespectful. He's definitely the asshole in that case. I mean, but albeit the company that served the papers
Are the assholes.
Are the assholes.
Yeah,
Jason
they
Sudekis
should.
didn't know when they were going to deliver it.
I feel like there should be some sort of legal repercussions for that.
How so?
Because it's in the same way that a bill collector can't call you while you're at work.
Oh,
You know what
I
I'm
wasn't aware of that.
Oh, yeah. If a bill collector harasses you at work, yeah, that's against the law.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for all of you guys out there getting those phone calls, look, tell them I'm taking your ass to the police. I'm taking you to court.
Now, is that law directly talking about them calling the workplace or calling your phone while you're at work?
Yeah, they're not supposed to call you during working hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they're supposed to call you outside of working hours.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So, but I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense, right? You're at work. You're, on a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be getting those kind of calls. You should be able to focus on your work.
Yeah, but you could say that about a lot of situations where that are legal.
True.
You know what I mean?
I think it goes back to
I feel like you shouldn't get your car towed or repossessed while you're at work.
Can they do that while you're at work? They can do that anytime.
I think they can do it anytime. I might be wrong, but if they can do it anytime,
Unless you're in it.
that affects your livelihood and work as well.
That's true.
How am I get home?
Right. Should have thought about that. Clink, clink. Yeah, nah, for real. You're absolutely right about that. I think it stems from, bill collectors used to be way more pervasive than they are now.
Yeah.
The consumer, I'm going to call it the consumer, needed a way to be protected against that, against the harassment. Because remember, I would see movies when I was younger, and they would knock on your door.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be like, yo, is the man of the house home?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I
so
like
it's just
that
protect the rights of.
I like that regulation. That's a good regulation.
Every now and then we get it right.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I feel like there should be some sort of legal repercussion for serving her papers while she's at work.
Yeah, that's definitely something that can throw you off of your performance.
Yeah, absolutely. But not only that, it's unprofessional, man. It's super unprofessional.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
On account of the serving company or on account of Olivia Wilde?
On account of the serving company. It's it's interfering with her job.
Yeah, but as the serving company, that's not your concern. The professionalism of your job is to serve them papers.
True, exactly. But you're to serve them in a professional manner. Okay. If I'm interrupting you at your computer and saying, here, you need to do this, or you build sets. If I were to come in the middle while you were building your set and your supervisor's standing over you and I hand you papers, you know what I'm saying? That's unprofessional.
Yeah, but that's not what happened here.
It is what happened. This is a direct parallel.
No, it's not.
She was on her set. She was building her set, right? Promoting her movie is a part of her job. She's building her set. Her supervisor are the movie companies and studios.
She technically wasn't promoting the film at that very minute. It's not like they walked onto the stage of Comic-Con. Oh, did they really?
They did. They walked up to her on stage.
Damn.
Yes. In the middle of 4,000 people.
That's fucked up.
Yes. That's what I'm telling you,
That's
man.
really funny.
Yeah. Right?
I can't believe it. That's damn.
That's scandalous.
Ouch.
Yeah. You ever seen that movie Nightcrawler?
Yeah, about the dude going around filming crimes or accidents or something like that.
Same mentality, that dog mentality.
Hey man, if you got to get done, you got to get done.
You got to do what you got to do.
As much as we're worried about Olivia Wilde, which is justified. What about this poor person serving these papers? He got to get the job done.
Nah, pick a different job or do it in a better way. I don't know who gave you those orders. I wouldn't have followed those. I wouldn't have done that.
He's got to get the job done.
Not that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
That was crazy to me.
Agree.
I thought that was super disrespectful. And Olivia Wilde, if you're suing that company, I'm all for you. Yeah. I'm rooting for you, girl.
Right.
And Jason Sudekis, you should have known. Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be Mr. Nice Guy.
Right.
That wasn't very nice of you, Ted.
Not at all.
Wasn't nice at all. with your soccer team.
Shame on you.
Shame.
That's a red card.
That's a definite red card.
That's a red
right
card
there.
for sure.
Shame. I know your name. Yeah. So that was super interesting to me.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some people could say though that because the way that media portrayed it, making Jason Sudekis seem like an asshole. That's
that's how they kind of painted it.
right, yeah, and that's kind of like disinformation, right? That's kind of like saying, twisting his word against him, his image.
Well, this country is good at disinformation and throwing shit out there, throwing people into upheavals about shit that might not or may be true. Mm-hmm. But that brings us to our next story.
Yeah,
which is a new segment or a new agency under the Department of Health and I always say Health and Safety. The Department of Homeland Security has a new agency called the Disinformation Governance Board. Yeah,
tell me about this. What is this, dude? Like, for real? Like, this kind of sounds scary to me.
It's a little scary. I mean, it's just another addition to all the other scary shit we got to deal with
for real
going on right now. But this is in particularly a threatening entity because their aim is to counter disinformation by regulating what is promoted through algorithms and whatnot.
That's interesting. So their aim is to regulate disinformation or counter disinformation by regulating what is promoted. So basically what you can and cannot put out on the internet or into any public,
They're going to filter through everything that's put out there.
Well, that
and
sounds
if it's
like
deemed as misinformation, it'll be taken down or just prevented from catching a viral type of energy because they'll suppress it.
That sounds like a inhibition on my free speech.
Oh yeah, for sure. But they've been doing that for a while.
No,
yeah, they've been doing that for a long time. Man. So, that's par for the course.
Word.
This is just another addition into. It's another turd in the shit sandwich that we've been eating for a couple of decades now.
Wait, so does this organization... All right, so give me the name of it. It's the Disinformation Governance Board, the DGB. Just another... it's very similar to another organization, the KGB.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if there's any correlation there, but...
I mean, it seems like it. A lot of people are kind of paralleling this board with... Orson Welles, not Orson Welles. Is it Orson Welles?
Yeah, Orson Welles, 1984. George
Orwell, excuse me.
I think Orson Welles
is the guy that we just celebrated for being the director of Citizen Kane.
Yes.
Yeah. So George Orwell had a book called 1984 where there was a massive suppression of the population in the world, mainly in censorship. Information that they were privy to. There was a ministry of truth that were arbiters of what was considered or what information was allowed to those people. And I mean, you can argue that we've kind of had that for a long time in the media in general. The media 100%, I guess they direct our consciousness and what they decide to promote and what they decide to not promote.
Yeah.
And so this just is even more scary because it gives that power into the government's hands. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's no longer a corporation that's limiting the information that you get. It's the government limiting the information that you get with a very clear directive.
They determine, what I'm saying, what is true and what's false.
And that's the messy part about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like as a free person, I want to be able to determine what I objectively feel is true or not, or worth buying into or not. That's my free will.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? If and we had this discussion the other day. you rationalized, and rightfully so, that like an advertisement can't give false advertisement. There's laws against that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But for the most part, companies are able to get away with that. They can skew the truth.
They skew the wording and
and it's up to you as the consumer
to determine what's
what's true or not, or what you feel is worth buying into or not.
Right. But then you have like clear examples of like cigarettes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's clearly bad for you, and there's like regulations against it.
Right.
And like, you know, like the wording, they actually can't even promote cigarettes anymore. Like there's no cigarette commercials anymore.
Yeah, you can't promote it on television.
Right.
And I feel like, is that the only thing?
I don't know if on radio either.
I want to say alcohol, but no, they promote alcohol all the time.
Mm-hmm, all the time.
Which is also a topic of discussion some other time, because I mean, alcohol is a drug as well. And
it is. It's a crazy drug,
it can
too. It
do
will kill you.
just as much damage.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're supposed to leave that up to the hands of people to decide whether they believe in something or not. Mm-hmm. So having this board come in and try to determine what is true and what's not, it would be one thing to decide what's true and what's not. That in itself is already ludicrous, right? But to then erase, essentially, this is how I'm interpreting this.
Censor somebody?
To erase all other information, so that you don't even have the option, of sifting through information. It's asinine.
So really, all my information is now being funneled through you, and I have to trust you to tell me what is true and what is false.
I need to trust you to be giving me real information.
Right, exactly. And does this board have any teeth? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's working it's under the Department of Homeland Security, which has been in existence since 9/11. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they got a lot of power.
That's crazy.
They got a lot of power, a lot of influence. Yeah.
So somebody would say that that's inappropriate.
Yeah, 100% it's inappropriate, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of inappropriate, our next topic is about Mr. Bill Murray. Dun 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 dun. So Bill Murray was in the news lately, as of late, for some inappropriate behavior on set.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Bill Murray. I don't know, man. This one I don't know how to feel about this, to be honest.
All right.
Because they don't go into detail. There isn't a whole lot of detail about what he did. Okay. But there was just some inappropriate behavior on the set of his new movie called Being Moral. And
it's ironic.
It is, right? And I guess his co-star.
You sure this isn't just like a promotional type of
No. He's
source?
like on an apology tour and like all of that. And like he's like trying to work things out with this person. And apparently she was offended by something that he did.
Okay. Then
which
that's not clear as to
right. Okay. We don't know what it was, but he did something that he considered a joke and she took offense to, so they stopped production.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's probably a non-issue.
Right.
Otherwise, there will be details surrounding what she did.
Exactly. And there's talks about
what he did, excuse me.
There's talks about them trying to talk it out and resuming, production, and he's apologized and he said like, hey, I like to learn. I think he had a quote about like, it's a sad puppy that can't learn a new trick, and he's just basically saying, hey, I made a mistake. I'm willing to learn from the mistake. Let's move forward.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, I don't know, man. People, I feel like, and I don't know what he did, but, sometimes I feel like people can be a little sensitive.
Yeah, for sure.
And not to like take any sort of side here, because again, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
but
we have no details.
I'm definitely a little biased because it's
towards Bill.
Yeah, Groundhog Day, man.
Yeah,
Ghostbusters,
great movie.
He's got some good movies.
Caddyshack,
yes sir.
Yeah. He's an icon. He's a legend.
He really is, man.
He's a legend. I mean, now the fact that he's a legend doesn't take away from the fact that he is capable of doing harm to people.
Yeah, just like Bill Cosby.
Exactly.
And, R. Kelly.
Exactly.
And many others.
Yeah, we could sit here all day and listen to all people who have done great things and have also done
Kevin
some
Spacey.
terrible things. Yeah.
Kevin Spacey was a weird one.
American Beauty is one of my favorite movies
It
of all
is,
time.
though.
Great
It
movie.
is,
Great
yeah.
movie. But it's ironic that it was about
Pedo.
about fucking what he ended up doing, which was
exactly.
going after underage kids.
Yeah, except in the movie it was a girl. In real life it was a boy.
Right.
Damn. Weirdness.
Weirdness all day. You
Yeah,
can
man.
expect it. Don't be blindsided by it.
For real. So I guess you just shouldn't put people on pedestals.
Yeah, 100%. And that's very counter to our celebrity culture where we do just that. We put them on high pedestals.
Yeah. I think Jake's song
we idolize them.
we do.
They've become idols in a big regard.
J. Cole had a song about that, False Prophets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about idolizing people. And I think it may have been about Kanye.
Oh, that song.
Yeah.
It was firing shots, so to speak, at several different rappers from what I understand, Kanye being one of them.
Yeah, but it was about idolizing people and expecting, a certain level from people when in fact they're just human.
They're just human beings, just like you and I.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Very capable of extreme harm and grossness and just bad shit, but also deserving of forgiveness as well.
True. Absolutely.
So,
and also produce great works of art.
Right. Right. So, we try to treat them like anybody else,
So
hold them accountable,
Yeah, exactly.
give them mercy if possible.
Will Smith, we forgive you.
Yeah, off top. I don't give Jada.
No, hell no.
That
Jada
woman-
don't get a pass.
That woman has done a number on that man.
Alopecia or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, I had a prediction.
What?
I think Jada is going to get the G.I. Jane role, G.I. Jane 2.
You think so?
If producers decide to push forward with that, it will be a hit.
Yeah.
People would buy into that. That would fill seats.
That would piss me off, but you're absolutely
It
right.
would fill seats. And she's capable of pulling that role off. Like, she's a great actress.
She really is.
Aside from what I think of her personally, she's a great actress.
She's a great actress.
And with that, with that bald head of her, she can do work.
I really liked her in, was that her in Jason's Lyric?
That was her.
That was her in
Jason's
Jason's
Lyric.
Lyric. That was a fire movie.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good one.
She has some good movies under her belt. Set It Off.
Oh, yeah.
Set It Off. Set It Off.
Set It Off. Set It
It
Off.
really did.
for
That was an
real.
all-star cast.
Yeah, it really was. Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah
her.
deserved the Oscar for that.
Oh, my
role.
God, bro.
For real.
Man.
That's when I fell in love with Vivica.
Vivica.
Oh, man. She don't
She
look
went
so
out like
hot nowadays.
Yeah, she's gotten a little old.
Yeah,
Or-
she's had work done and
Time
it's
has
not
to be
fitting.
Yeah.
It's that's okay.
She was fine in that movie, though.
back in the day. Vivica was.
She was killing it. Even as late as Kill Bill.
Yeah, right. Nah, she had it going on in Kill Bill.
Yeah, she did.
Definitely,
real.
definitely. They say 50 really did her in.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what they say.
Hey, well, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you...
Everybody want a thug, but
Right.
don't want the consequences of dealing with a thug.
For real. But man, yeah, she was so fine. She died like a G in that movie.
Didn't she get her eye poked out?
And set it off?
Oh, I thought you meant in Kill Bill.
Oh, no, yeah, no, she got murdered. She got demolished in Kill Bill.
Yeah. Uma went in on her.
Yeah, kind of like... But she pulled a punk-ass move, cereal box.
I can't remember. I just know that she ended up with her eye cut out.
No, she didn't cut her eye out. She killed her. She, stabbed her in the abdomen.
Who's the chick that got her eye cut out?
I don't remember her name.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't remember. But, yeah.
Well, yeah. So you're saying Vivica A. Fox died like a G and set it off?
She did, remember? Right in front of
She
the
was
bus.
like, what's the fucking protocol?
Right. Yes.
You got a gun to your head. What's the fucking protocol? Yeah, that was...
Shot her up. Lit her up.
The person that died like a G the most, though, was Frankie.
Oh,
It was Frankie. It was,
How did
it was
Frankie
Queen,
die?
Queen Latifah.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
She
to say
smoked.
his
She
names.
she went on. She was on a high speed chase.
Okay.
Took him through all types of like roads and tunnels and shit. Then she was surrounded. She pulled over. She
like let
lit
them all out,
She
though?
lit a cigarette. I think she might have cranked some music. She looked in the mirror and she was like, "Okay, this is my time." She got out the car, blasting.
Yeah,
and then they filled her with bullet holes, man.
Man, Queen Latifah's a.
She was a G in that movie.
Girl.
She was a G. Oh
Absolutely.
man, had all types of bad bitches and stuff.
Yeah, she was.
Or at least that one. She had the one ball.
Yeah,
bad
exactly.
bitch.
And she is actually gay in real life, right?
I don't think she's come out.
I'm pretty sure she's gay though.
She hasn't come out.
Are you sure?
She's probably gay, but she hasn't come out.
Okay. Because I thought I saw something, and now
And that's not fair. I shouldn't say that. I like Queen Latifah a lot.
I like her
If
too.
she hasn't come out at this age, this far into her career, she might really be straight.
Yeah,
she
no,
just presents as butch.
In 2021, she publicly expresses love for her longtime partner, Ebony Nichols, 43, during her
might be a
Lifetime
dude.
Achievement Award acceptance. No, Ebony Nichols is a girl,
Like a bona fide girl.
like a bona fide woman.
Oh, okay.
She's a woman.
I stand corrected. How come I didn't hear about that? Did
know.
you hear about that, or were you just assuming she had come out at this point?
No, I had read this somewhere, actually, maybe like less than 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, Queen
for her.
Latifah's. Because I don't know why. I think the reason I thought she was heterosexual was because that movie she did with LL Cool J.
Yeah.
She looked good in that movie, though.
Queen Latifah's not a bad looking girl.
She's not.
Woman.
She really isn't.
She's really, really not.
She really is beautiful.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think the movie was called Last Christmas or something like that.
I can't remember, but she was in a couple of like rom-com movies in the like early 2000s. She was in that movie Bring the House or Bring It Down or something like that with Steve Martin.
Yeah, I remember
She was
that.
a convict that had escaped from
She
prison.
whooped that one girl's ass in the dressing room.
I can't remember that specific detail, but I remember Eugene. I forget the dude from Apple Pie or American Pie with the thick eyebrows.
Yeah.
He's like, "You got me straight tripping, boo." He was trying to be thugged out for the Queen Latifah.
Yeah. That was a funny movie.
Yeah, it was.
That was very, very funny. It was a stupid movie. That was funny.
Bringing Down the House.
Bringing Down the House, that's
What
it.
it was called.
Do you remember Taxi?
Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
I don't
sorry,
remember
Taxi Driver.
Yeah, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, Taxi was the movie with Robert De Niro.
No. Taxi Driver was the one with Robert De Niro. Taxi was the one with Queen Latifah, and Jimmy Fallon.
And Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
That's
Yeah, I
it,
saw that one.
That was
cool.
It was a bad movie, but it was funny.
It was, it was what it was.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That the helium scene where they got stuck in a room and like the helium was going off and it got hella high. That to me,
I don't remember that
I
one.
just remember as a kid just bawling out, laughing, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know
remember
why I
that
thought
one.
that was so funny.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, that was funny as hell.
Man,
But yeah, shout out to Queen Latifah, man.
shout out to the Queen.
If I ever get a chance to sit down and have dinner with you, I would love to do that. I ain't even got to mac you up. I just want to.
Pick her
just
brain.
Yeah, just pick your brain. You know how she was able to go from funny to action. She's doing really good action now.
Well, is she? She's doing action films or action
TV shows.
television shows. What show is she in?
The what's the name of the movie that Denzel Washington did?
The Equalizer.
Yeah, she's doing the show The Equalizer.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
She's a badass, bro.
That's what's up. And let's not forget. Let's put some respect on her shit. Mm-hmm. She started off as a rapper.
Oh, excuse me. Oh my God. Yeah, my
off as a
apologies
rapper.
for real.
Yeah.
Respect is due.
Afrocentric rapper too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
UNITY.
Yeah.
Talking about uniting the people.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wearing those hats, the Cleopatra hats.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. And then she was she on In Living Color?
She was in Living Single.
Living Single. That's what it was. Yeah, Living Single.
Yeah, which
She
is
was
kind of
fine in that
made
one,
kind of
too.
a resurgence in terms of its popularity.
Mm-hmm.
I know during the pandemic, like girls were rewatching it and going crazy about it.
Yeah. I remember I went down to Georgia during the pandemic, and that was on at every cafe you went into. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, out of nowhere, it kind of just made a resurgence. I'm not sure what sparked it. It was a great show, from what I remember.
Yeah, they said it was the original Friends.
Yeah, exactly. They were saying that, just like most things we put out, they got hijacked by the establishment.
By the establishments. That's what they do. Power to the people.
But it's all good, you know.
But yeah.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome. Well, speaking about black people overcoming with amazing TV shows, Chris, you were going to talk about a really awesome TV show.
Not a TV show, but a festival.
Oh, right, a festival.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle had kicked off the Netflix is a Joke festival on Thursday night, and it took place at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, right. Fuck.
We were supposed to get tickets.
We were supposed to get tickets, and then
kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's on me.
It's all good.
Yeah, because I really wanted to go see him.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Yeah,
it would have been nice. But they kicked it off on Thursday. It was a, it's going to be an 11-day festival of comedy shows going on throughout LA County. And he got a little flack or a little heat for it because in this special he was back on his transgender jokes.
Right.
He didn't spare any punches. Or maybe he did. But he definitely kind of shed some light on feelings about the trans community in some way. Now, the article I read didn't really go into much detail. I have a couple of friends that went to the show, so I'll hit them up and try to find out exactly what he was talking about, see if it was actually worth the flack that he's getting. But yeah, this is a issue that was really big. Last fall when he dropped his last Netflix special, The Closer.
Yeah, and that was crazy controversy around it.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I personally saw it. I didn't see any transphobia in the special.
I'm trying to recall exactly what it was that he said. The director of the trans community.
Basically,
well, I know he went into detail about a late comedian that he knew back in the Bay Area when he was performing. He befriended her,
right?
And she was trans, but she ended up committing suicide.
She did
not too long ago. I think.
What was noteworthy about the relationship is that she had skin. That she had like skin of nails, right? So she had really thick. She could dish it and take it,
right.
You know, and I think that was his criticism about the trans community is that they can dish all of the criticism, but they cannot take criticism. And I think that's what his special was about.
Right. And now that my memory is being rejogged, yeah, he juxtaposed the trans and LGBTQ community's advancement in society with the lack of advancement from the black community.
Yep.
And I think he did a really good job of kind of comparing the two in an accurate light. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that, he was punching down. I think on the trans community.
And that was
his whole issue, right?
That was the term that the trans community used, right? The punching down.
Right.
You know, that's what they said that it was doing.
Right. Because I guess in the trans community, there's a lot of racism itself that takes place in itself, at least within feminism in particular. Feminist movements apparently have been lambasted for.
Great word, Chris. I was wondering when you was gonna come with it, man. There it is, lambasted. Nice word.
They've fought tooth and nail for advancement of white females, but they've kind of left people of color, females of color behind.
Yep.
Black females behind in particular.
Yeah.
And so I think he was kind of making the argument for the same thing in the gay community, although that wasn't specifically what he was saying. He was generally speaking about just advancement, like LGBTQ community has advanced economically, as far as rights, as far as protective rights and legislation, where the same has not necessarily happened for the Black Americans in this country, and we've been fighting for a lot longer for those rights.
Yeah, and I think he also was making a point on how they fight, right? Because I think he was, they fight in very, I guess it was the way they went about it, and he was saying that if they had changed the way that they fight for their rights, then they may be a little bit more openly accepted like the rights for the trans community. But yeah, he made a lot of very interesting points during the special, and it drew a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
And so this last special, he was just keeping up the same antics. And I think before that, right? So he ended the special by saying, "I'm not going to do another special until until we have a conversation."
Which is why this might be controversial, because he did say that he wasn't going to do it anymore.
Right. Until like a civil conversation could be had.
Right.
And then he said, "But they're going to be on my terms." And then he said, "My terms are, I get to choose the place and the time, and you have to admit that Hannah, what's her name, Gadsby?
I don't know who that is.
She's not
to this
funny.
day.
I can tell you that now.
Really?
She's
Now she
terribly
a trans
She's a
comic
trans
or something
comic.
like that?
She's a trans comic, and I believe her name is Hannah Gadsby.
Okay.
Hannah Gadsby.
Now, why in particular did he pick on that woman?
Because she's a terrible comedian.
She's just not a good comedian.
She's honestly
There's a lot of
not
comedians
funny.
that aren't good.
There
but
are,
why in particular
but
did
she is like the forefront of the trans comedic movement, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
She's at the and then she's been very critical of
Dave Chappelle in the past?
Right,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense.
And bro, honestly, I tried really hard to laugh, and I think you're gonna find this no matter who you try to listen to or whatever. But you try to laugh at her, and she's got some things that'll make you smile, like for real, like things that'll kind of make you smirk a little bit. Nothing that'll make you laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have to check it out and weigh in for myself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, please bring like nose plugs because it's trash.
No, wait. Is she like English or
Australian?
Okay, I think I have seen her stuff.
Yeah.
And it was.
You didn't laugh, did you?
I didn't laugh.
You didn't laugh.
I mean, there's a lot of comics that fall into that category.
True. Yeah.
But one thing in this article that I was reading about that kind of brings everything we've talked about full circle is something I'm going to read here. This is from NBC News. The comedian's jokes were roundly criticized at the time as offensive to the LGBTQ community. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos said he was committed to Chappelle's creative freedom and rejected calls to remove the special, although they acknowledged missteps when it came to communication with employees. And I thought that it was poignant that he's committed to Chappelle's creative freedom in this past couple of weeks, where we're talking about people heavily censoring stuff.
I think that's very. I think he deserves applause on his part because in the era, because we're definitely in an era, right, where people's free speech are being encumbered upon everywhere. Like everywhere you look in the media,
Right.
In legislation,
Right.
I think, we have a few heroes, few and far between, that are making a stand. If he's one of them, Elon Musk, whether or not you like him, for whatever reason, he's one of them. And then Ted Sarandos, he's another one. And but he's always stuck by Dave Chappelle, though.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Since they signed this deal in 2016,
Well,
I think the first specials came out in 2017.
was it even before
they've done
that?
5 or 6 now.
Wasn't it even before that with the Chappelle show?
I mean, I'm not sure if Sarandos was a part of Comedy Central, but Comedy Central was responsible for the Chappelle show.
But they sold it to Netflix, and then he asked Netflix not to show the show because he didn't have the rights to it.
And they agreed.
Yeah, and they agreed.
Yeah, but that all takes place post 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, for the past 6 years, he has definitely stood up strong against a lot of adversity and a lot of protests.
Yeah.
With Dave Chappelle, which you could argue is kind of a stupid move, because when you think of, it's not necessarily about what you believe in the corporate world. Mm-hmm. It's about where that bottom line is. You know what I mean? So I'm sure Netflix lost a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, they recently lost a couple million.
Yeah, especially consider so it's possible that by sticking by Dave Chappelle's side in October of last year is coming back to bite them now that the numbers are starting to come
out, right.
that they're down on subscribers.
Yeah, that could.
But it could also just mean that there's more competition out there with Disney Plus, HBO Max.
Well, there's definitely more competition, and I think it more has to do with the competition. But I think there may be something to say for that aspect. But Netflix, before the trans community harped on Netflix, they were the streaming service that was known as the service for equity, right? For like equality, right?
Yeah,
for diversity.
I believe so.
And so I don't know, I just feel it's really weird for the trans community to be harping on them like this, the way that they are. But
I mean, I get it. I get it. Especially when you consider this era that we're in where there's hypersensitivity. No matter who you are, I don't care what the corporation is, somebody's going to be unhappy. Some group is going to be unhappy about your newest product or your newest direction or whatever. You're not going to be able to make everybody happy.
No, not possible.
And so, you know, I get why the LGBTQ community decided to protest this. Some of the language is, I guess, offensive. You know.
Now, have you heard
But
any of the bits
that
yet?
doesn't mean that he should stop expressing his art.
Of course,
You know what I mean? Like,
never.
That's it's okay for people to disagree with each other.
Absolutely. Like, remember when Monty Python came out with his movies criticizing the Catholic Church?
I'm not aware.
So Monty Python came out with a movie in the 80s, and I don't remember the name of it, but it wasn't really criticizing the Catholic Church. Excuse me. Let me clarify that. It was about Jesus and about like Jesus, like him coming to earth, or a man that was very similar to Jesus coming to earth. They never quite called him Jesus.
Okay.
And I think he actually may have gone back in time or something like that. I may be fuzzy on some of the details. But anyway, so he's in this time period, and, you know, he's like got all this common sense that he's like giving to people, and people start to like really follow him for it. And he's like, you know, hey, don't start wars or whatever. And people are like, oh, this, you know, and they follow this guy. And he's like, I'm just a man. I'm not a god, right? And, you know, that was the basis of the movie. You know, this guy who didn't want to be anyone's savior or whatever, but people were turning him into that.
Right.
And then the church, the Catholic Church, had a field day. The Catholic Church and I think the Protestant Church had a field day. Like, people were saying you can't show this in movie theaters and whatever. And he's just like, you know, it's expressing his art at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, whether or not you agreed with it or what the movie said, you know.
Just don't go to the movie.
Yeah, don't go to the movie.
You
right?
know, there's something that's said in spending your money. You don't necessarily only vote with putting your ballot in the box. You do it with where you spend your money.
That's right.
So the LGBTQ community, I'm assuming, is responsible for a lot of their dropped subscriptions.
Yeah.
And that's how they voted. Now, if Netflix wants to proceed down that same road, in spite of those drop subscriptions, then that's what they're going to do. Yeah. But, you know, like, we could all learn something in that regard from what they did. It's like, hey, speak with your money.
You're right.
You know, during the Black Lives Matter protests in 2020, I think there was one day in like July where they were like, I don't know how successful it was. I doubt it was very successful at all, but there was effort to organize everybody in the black community to only spend their money for at least this one day in the black community only. If you want to go buy some fast food, buy it at churches. If you want to go buy some, you know,
This church is black owned?
I'm not sure. I'm just
Okay, but the example, I was like, man, that seems like a white corporation.
Right, it probably is.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I've had their chicken. That's not black people chicken. That's Sally Sue somewhere making them recipes. That ain't Regina.
That's funny, man.
That ain't Sister Mosley. She not making that chicken.
Right.
Yeah, you need to go to some other place. You need to go to Medea's, and then you can get some. Anyway, go ahead. You get me
very passionate about this.
I'm very passionate about, because that's not. Yeah.
Don't be perpetrating.
Don't be perpetrating
on the chicken.
Yeah,
Chris.
like and like Louisiana,
okay.
Louisiana fried, or what is it? Is it Louisiana fried chicken?
I think that's Popeyes.
There you go, Popeyes. Because I'm thinking Louisiana, and they got the black lady in the commercial.
Yeah,
she's
see, now that's offensive.
That's offensive to me.
That's
like
offensive.
what? Like I got family from the South. They don't.
Right,
I don't like that, bro.
So you know what you need to do.
I need to spend more money at.
No. Spend your money at KFC. With the Colonel.
Right.
We all know the Colonel.
We gotta go to him because he literally had our backs.
Well, I mean, but he's in favor of black employment.
Yes, he is.
The plantation had many black employees.
Is it employment?
And we all know that they were treated okay. They liked working on that plantation. Have you ever heard that argument from white people?
That they liked it?
Yeah.
I have heard that argument.
I haven't heard anybody directly tell me that, although I was in a conversation where I'm pretty sure if I asked him, he would have said that.
Okay.
But I've watched interviews like where people were confronting
They weren't treated
protests.
that bad.
Right. And it's like...
They had 3 square meals a day.
Right.
Had somewhere to lay
it's
their head.
crazy to me how people try to rationalize.
Some of them liked being whipped.
You know, honestly, they don't feel pain. So it was just a scratch.
Right? 18% more muscle. Come on. I bet, though, and this is going to fucked up.
Go ahead.
So I'm warning you now.
Oh, please.
I know that there was one slave out there who was like, ooh.
Master.
I dropped my cotton. You pick it up. Like, I know it was one.
At least one.
Out there like that.
People,
you know what I'm saying?
People got fetishes.
Right. They come back to the...
That's where the BDSM stuff came from.
See, you know what I'm saying. Right. They come back to the bunk and it's like, why you guys so unhappy? I had a great day today.
Like one of the gay dudes in prison. I keep coming back here. They keep kicking me out. I don't get it.
Oh, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
So, and that being said, man, Chris, hit me with your vibe of the week.
Okay, so my vibe of the week was the good old-fashioned throwback roller rink.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This weekend we was roll bouncing.
Hey, okay.
Bounce skating.
Getting your bow wow on.
Yeah, man. It was a great time. It was the first time in probably my life that I actually felt comfortable out there. So I don't know if I was just getting better or I was just giving less of a fuck about falling. But, you know, I had a great time. I was out there with friends. They had a great time. This was my first time going roller skating in maybe 4 years, I'd say. And I had a blast. I plan on doing it a lot more often.
Okay.
And that's my vibe of the week.
I like that. So, you had your short shorts and your afro.
You already know.
Okay. And then you had your, what do they call those things that wrap around your wrist?
I don't know what that is.
You know what I'm talking about.
Handcuffs?
Basketball players. Why you go to handcuffs? Like, what? You think about the last conversation.
Clearly,
you think about
BDSM on my mind.
BDSM on your mind. I know where your mind is at. Yeah. So in case y'all didn't know,
I got a appointment later on tonight.
An appointment later on with a lady in spandex.
Leather.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's my vibe of the week.
Okay. My vibe of the week is it touches a little close to home for me. It is City of Hope. I donated blood yesterday, donated platelets.
All right.
And it was a great experience. Everybody there at City of Hope did a wonderful job. It was quick and easy, but they're really pushing to get like blood and whatnot because there's a nationwide shortage of platelets and I believe O positive blood.
Okay, why is that? Just a lack of people donating?
I think it's a lack of people donating.
So there was an abundance of people donating, and all of a sudden they just stopped donating.
Yeah, I think we just
or was there just more need for blood?
It's a good question. It's a great question. I think it's a little bit of both, but I'm not sure exactly where the need stems from. But I do know that there is a nationwide shortage. So
copy that.
Head down to your local blood drive, or even hit up City of Hope. They have great snacks over there.
Okay.
And I think they're even giving out free LA County Fair tickets right now too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's my vibe of the week. Hey, we thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, it's always fun.
Always,
man. Nobody does it like we do here.
That's right.
And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week on
The Bronze Room.